Howdy folks, welcome back to Derail Valley. I'm in the middle of shunting my existing train onto these cars. I'm going to kill the throttle and start getting on the brake a little bit, back off, some throttle. Really killed the speed quick. But toxic and corrosive. Don't want to mess around with that. I went in the station. Found another job that I can hook onto the ass end of this one. I might have to disconnect I'm probably going to put a third locomotive on the end. I thought there was, there is not. But I'm charging these cars with air right now. I have not started the job. The station's right there. But these locomotives are down to quarter or less. I'm probably going to have to put some fuel in them. I didn't want to have to fuel these until I got paid for the jobs. Because it's going to take every penny I have, but I don't want to run out of fuel on the way there either. So, I will show you the refueling process in another episode. In this one, I just want to get it done, and then I'll come back. Just very briefly, I'll get into it more later, but I think the mechanics of the game are fairly self-explanatory. But there's a handle for each product you want. There's no water and coal in the diesel. You pull the handle, click on it and pull it down until it tops out. Come over here. It cost me $6,707 to service that locomotive. Not as bad as I thought. You bring out your wallet, LMB, put your wallet away, buy. Receipt falls down there. You can keep it if you want. I don't. And then we're back out of here. Head back out and hook up. Hooking up to the back end. I've got the load sandwiched between three locomotives. Let's hop down, do our hookup. Didn't mean to hit that lever, I was trying for this. Now, lever, good to go. Headlights are on to the rear. Head back up, jump back up to the front. Oh, let's go validate. before we go back up front. Whoa, a little close. Is this one here? LMB to accept the job. And before I look at it, we'll head back outside. And we'll make sure these are the cars. Man, I'm tired. I really don't want to do this right now, but I don't want to log off until I get paid. Tab. Start flipping. Steel mill to goods factory. That's why I took it, because we're going to goods factory anyways. I matched it up without activating it first by what's on the cars, by the diagram. So first thing we have is 3 cars of these big sheet steel CFF 684. (981) 541 017 387. That's those. We've got 351 162, and the last should be 137. Outstanding. Put that away and hop back up, fast travel back up front. Locomotives are full. Did I not open a brake pipe, or did I not hook up the system? I didn't open the pipe. Didn't open the air. Did everything else. These two were never unhooked, so there's nothing there I could have screwed up. And now everything is charged. So, you know what? I don't even want to find out. I'm going to go outside. This job delivers to D51. The other job was D61. Station map. I'll find out sometime when I'm not so much on the clock. This is how I figured out where to get fuel. Where the shed is. Goods factory. We know where D is. And 61 is next to 51. So we'll back into 61. And then disconnect the locomotive from the rear at some point. I might just shut it off until I go get paid, and then we'll back the rest into 51. back into 61. No, back into 51 first. Don't get rid of the rest of it in 61. Okay. We did that. Now we get out of here. Now we go forward, J. The train brake is already off. We got to throw off the independent. We just need to put the little throttle on it. Hang on a sec. Just to make sure everything's working the same. I do H, J a couple of times. And then give it some gas. And take off the independent. We're moving, but we put on a lot of weight. Put on 411 tons. That's what I thought. This rear loco isn't synced up with the rest. Had the brake on. It's the right direction, but had the brake on. Everything's coming. That's good. Quick trip up to goods factory from here. This switch should be, by all rights, pointed the correct direction. There's just no reason to go into the garage. But just in case. And I did put it back to switch after spawning that locomotive. Yeah. As I said about the tutorial, there's the garage you do your tutorial in. As we come around, you can see it better. You got to drive up to the fence, flip the switch, so it puts you back into a bay, and then hook up to a car and move it a couple of feet. Then you get your license. Next switch is the goods factory, and it's to the right. This should be a pretty quick section through here. I don't care what those signs say. I am using up the independent brake a little bit to keep my speed down a little. Let it roll through here. According to the game, it's an 8 kph turn. I'm doing 36. Don't seem to be having much of a problem. See how quickly we're gaining on that goods factory? Wish we could have made that good a time all the way. It's always slow coming up. Climbing the hill out of the harbor is always slow, but it didn't have to be that slow. This is supposedly a 10 kph turn. Yeah. I am going slow from what I would normally run through here, but back then I had a mod that was helping the train not derail. Going this slow is kind of crazy. We don't have to slow down until we get to that next right-hand bend. Then we got a left, and then we need a switch to the right. And that's probably set to go straight through. Generally, the switches are set to go straight through on a straight through line like this. Starting to feel the hill a little bit. Yes, I'm checking the map quite often. don't hear any of the wheels singing. Probably slow down a little bit for the left-hander. It's a little sharper than this right. Took about 5 off of it. Now I'll just let it ride through. Well, I took a little off by reducing the throttle, and I took another 5 off by touching the brake. I have derailed through this switch before because I come hauling ass up here, and I'm laying on the brake right through the switch, and that doesn't work so well. I mean, laying on the brake. You do go into an incline as you're approaching the switch, so the temptation is to throttle up a lot. But you definitely don't need to throttle up a lot. Until I get this, I'm still quite a ways away, but there we go. Not exactly easy to get on it from that far away. Just let it roll. And actually, just letting it coast through the switches ain't really the best either. You know, because the cars all close up on each other. One end starts trying to push the other. You're better off to have a little throttle on it. Keep them stretched out. Now we're going back uphill again. And then we come into the yard. It's a little ways yet. Man, it's been an all-day adventure to finally get to this point. I literally started this about 1 o'clock, took a lunch break about 3, now it's 9 o'clock. This will be my 3rd episode that I've done in that time, but good God almighty, all the wasted time. From crashes to losing my jobs to having to log off because the game's not working right, and when I come back I find that I lost all my jobs again. If I don't lose them because the game crashed, I lose them because the game did an update. Touch of wheel spin. And then right before you come in the yard, which is where you want to take some speed off, it starts downhill again. Can't really crouch. I'm trying to get a better view of the mountain ahead, but we'll see it real good from the yard down here. I'm not going anywhere beyond delivering this shit. There's the other way. See the bridge ahead of us, the trestle bridge? Or the stone bridge, whatever it's called. That's the way you'd come up if you took a right way back down there just north of Harbor Town. I want to go straight in at first, and then take that that road, that track that cuts over. Forgot there was this one last rise before you start building speed like crazy. As soon as you come out of the tunnel, you gotta be ready to do some switching. That one's correct. Can't see the one on this side yet. Much speed. can't see the other one yet. This one is set to go straight through. Otherwise, if you ram in those cars, those empty cars, there used to be track on both sides of this road, or this center section, excuse me. There used to be track on this side of the center section as well as that side. So that's why I was expecting another switch on the right side as soon as I came out of the tunnel. And it's not going, 80 miles an hour through here either, like I expected. Yeah, this one, we need to switch, whatever. Well, they do have a second siding up there. That wasn't there before, I don't think. There was a little turn-in way up around the corner. That was just a little dead end. All you could fit in it was like one locomotive, and it said that it was for future expansion. So instead of being a little curly cue that you could only fit one locomotive, it looks like they made a whole second siding out of it. Oh, that goes to the engine shed. That's why that line doesn't go all the way through now. And they put more buildings in here. This was all wide open, flat. You could stand at one end and see 100 freight cars trailing off behind you. All right, I gotta run to the back. I have to run it from the rear locomotive, but I want to make sure I cut some of that throttle before I go. Maybe even touch the brake a little because I think it's going to start speeding up. This wasn't here before. That walkway. Okay. Away we go. Actually, all I really got to do is whip out the remote. I don't have to run back there. I can see the speed here. I can run the throttle and brake from here. It's slowing down a little bit. I want to be up here by this switch so I can see to change it. Put a little throttle back on it. Yes, I'm running that forward locomotive from the other end of the train. I'm running a mod that gives it a longer signal and retains the battery longer as well. I don't know if I mean, this thing's running. I don't know if it ever did anything to move the train. It probably idled all the way here. I can hold it with the independent while I whip this out. That thing there. Now I can run ahead and get the switches set up for D51. And I can get the train moving a little bit. That one appears to be correct. But I don't want it overtaking me before I have switches done. You know what, I want to look at station map again, just refresh my memory. Backing in. This one I switched. You look at the overview. I came around through there. That one I switched to go down that line. The next switch needs to be to the left, and the switch after that needs to be to the right. Left, right. Let's get back to D. So left, right. This is the dot right past northeast is the next. Right, and then right again, and then left. Or you can just ride the locomotive and do them as you get to them. I'll do that. Take less time. Do it on the fly. This is hooked up to the front, so I got to do reverse, and then you have to pair it with one locomotive, and then K and throttle. It goes by the locomotive that you're on, not what the darn remote is paired to. And this one has to go forward. Okay. N. Then let's try U again. That's better. Now, I bet the brakes on the front are still set. Yep, pennant is still set on the front. Now it's not. Now I don't even remember what I said. This is D right in front of me, even though I can't read it yet. Boy, does this look different. This used to be tucked back way in the corner and it had a big pole shed over the top of it. It was really dark. I see 51 right there. 30, 40, 59, 60, 5I, 6I, 4O, 3O. Normally what I would do now is run up to where I have to brake the cars, brake the consist, and stop the train in the appropriate place. But I can see it from here. I certainly don't have to go all the way back in there. All right. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect this. Pop that up, pop that up. Pop that loose, take this off. And drop her. That's the locomotive undone. And I can hop up in there and just shut it off. Eventually, what I will do is run it down to where the tracks meet at the end and then come out a different line that has nothing on it. Now, like this one here, 4O has nothing on it. 5I and 6I both will. These are all outbound loads, pipe, gondolas, more pipe. But let's not stand around sightseeing. Let's get paid. I can close that, disconnect that, spin that, and then flop it over here. Disconnected. And right there's the house to get paid. We're looking at the back side of it. So now this, I can really just stay back here somewhere and get out the remote. Only have to pull up past one switch and then flip it. Flip it good. Flip it good. Anyways, okay. And see, I set the brakes on the back end. It didn't affect the brakes on the front end. The brakes aren't working together. I don't know if the throttles are working together. Maybe I can't put a locomotive on the rear anymore. They have to be actually physically hooked together. Probably because of the power cable that that you have to hook up between locomotives now. It used to work the way I'm doing it now, but apparently now it doesn't. Let's get going. I want forward, and I want to throttle up. See, these brakes never set when I was pumping the shit out of them on the other end. I dropped all the train air, and I had the locomotive brake all the way set. I had the independent and the train brake both locked up. And still rolled a long ways. There's the switch I need to flip. And take some speed off of this. And start putting a little brake in it, just a little at a time. So if I leave out of here with all 3 locomotives, I'm going to want them, as soon as I stop, take it back off so it airs it up again. Oh, it's not that one. It's this one back here. There we go. That pulls into 6I. Yep, right and right where it was, right, left. Perfect. Even though it took me longer to come to that conclusion than it should have. H, U. And I did that without looking at my sheet. Toxic, corrosive. Better than flammable, I suppose. I don't know. It'll eat your face off if you crash it, but it won't explode. This is a pretty normal speed through the switches. But then out there on the line, they tell you 4 kph, 5 kph to go through the switches. It's bullshit. Let's see, let's run up here a little bit past this one. I was talking and not thinking about what I would do. I want to make sure the locomotive is past the switch. Make sure everything past the points. Points run clear back to here before they separate. Even there, they're pretty close together. Want something more like this, in case in the future you need to get a locomotive past. Just past the last point. there we go. This time I can just leave the, well, I can set that brake and turn that one off and then get rid of the remote. Run over here, do a quick uncouple and go get paid. And I can finally make some supper at almost 9:30. I'll up here and shut them off. You don't have to pull away from them. All you got to do is be unhooked. Okay, lights are off. Let's get out of here. God, it feels to be done. Feels good to be done. That's not the house I'm looking for? Well, what the hell? Sure looked like it. Well... No. Oh, that's right. It was over where we came in. So it's going to be way over here. Nope. Oh, hey. We can spare a minute to do this. View. Nice. There's where the track continues on. Nice, huh? Here we're up on the main line. Station office. Job validator. I have not serviced the locomotives again. So before I can use these locomotives, I gotta do that. Right now, it would have huge fees because it would charge me extra for not servicing them. Whoops. Okay. I guess I'll just drop the booklet. Still says it's in progress. What? Was there more pages? I put it on D6i. Did I do a mass backwards? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's try validating the other one, see if it says the same thing. Yep. Move cars from SMB 40 to GF D51. Huh? I didn't mean to do that, but I'll pull it back up and drop it. Grab the other one. Move cars from HBE 100 to GFD 6I. Well, that's Harbor. The goods factory. And Harbor, they're on E100. The only thing I can think of is that I put them on the wrong tracks. I put them ass backwards. I'm going to have to go look. God dang it. I so wanted to get this over with. I'll be back. Okay, I dropped them on the correct tracks. So the only thing I'm doing now is getting the locomotives off of those sidings. I pulled this one back into here so I can go up that way with it. I have to hit reverse, take the brake off, and give it some throttle. I flip that switch, so it'll send me up. Oh shit, I didn't do it right. This is 5i, that's 6i. Son of a beach nut. I'm still going to run this up to the front. Son of a bitch. From the other end, it looked like they were on the right tracks. But I'm on 5i right now. Really, doesn't it say 4.0 from this end? Let's get up there and see. Oh shit, that's right. There was a loading track next to 6i. So it's 5i, 6i, and then the loading track. So those tank cars are on the loading track. The steel is where the tank cars need to be. Fuck. Alright, I'll come back. I'm bumping right up against an hour here, so I don't want to keep wasting. I want to show you something here. If you're backing up a locomotive to a line of cars, there's no brakes on those cars. If you bump them a little hard like I just did, you'll get this separation, and then you have to back up more. What I did is open the handle here and exhausted all the air out of the car. Now, even though the handle's shut, it should not roll because there's no air in it, which means the brakes are on. If you leave air in them, they will roll. Let's try this again. Obviously, I'm not going to hit them as hard this time. I just misguessed it in my hurry to get shit done. So I'll compress the bumpers down. Alright, I'll be back after I get them switched around. This one's going back into 5i. Better cut some speed around, huh? There goes the locomotives. It's far enough back. I got to disconnect and put it on the other one. Let's try it again. Yes, that's what I expect to see. Drop that, collect this, and just throw it down there with the booklet. I don't care how long it took. I know I've been doing this well over an hour. Yay! 107,000. Throw that down, collect this, throw that down, and now get out my wallet and pick that up. 5134. That almost covers my expenses. Pick that up. 157,570. That's a nice job. Put the wallet away. Yeah, over 2 hours. What? 3 hours? Something like that. I don't care. Well, that's the one that came from the harbor. This one's 84 minutes. That gives a more accurate representation. 84 minutes from the steel mill. And that includes having to switch them again because I put them in the wrong place. So that's all she wrote, folks. Thanks for watching, and maybe we'll see you again.